So after checking out some of the hidden details in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I decided that it was only fair to see what Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War had to offer. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing 20 hidden details in Black Ops Cold War. Now, as was the case with my Modern Warfare video, some of these details have featured in my hidden detail series, but there are also quite a lot of new details here too. For those unfamiliar with my hidden details videos, I won't be showing you the cool way that glass breaks or anything like that, even though it does look really good. Instead, I try to show you the things that you may have missed when playing your favourite games. As always, if you think I may have missed something from Cold War, then the best place to let me know is in the comment section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Oh, and be warned, this video does contain spoilers for the Black Ops Cold War campaign, so if you haven't played Cold War yet and plan on doing so, then stop watching now. Finally, some of you may have seen that I have a new merch line releasing at the end of the month. The aim of this merch was to create something that you could wear to show your support, but doesn't leave you feeling embarrassed, and hopefully you think we've achieved that. If you head to CaptainEggcellent.com today, you can register for a notification so that you'll be one of the first to know when the merch does drop. It's taken me a while to do anything like this, and the sole reason is I didn't want to just stick my logo on a top and charge you $40. So yeah, head to CaptainEggcellent.com and enter your email address to make sure you're first in line come the 31st of March. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. First up is the Brick in the Wall mission. This mission sees you take on the role of Bell, as he, Russell Adler, Helen Park and Lazar attempt to track down Anton Volkov. During this mission, you'll need to find somebody called Franz Kraus, who you hope will lead you to Volkov. Kraus can be found at a checkpoint, but for now, he's not who we're interested in. Also at the checkpoint is a man in a car. He is stopped and questioned by guards who ask him to open the trunk. So what could this man be hiding? Guns? Drugs? Money? Well, not quite. So it seems that the man in the car is a big snack lover, as he was trying to smuggle pretzels and Doritos through the checkpoint. Next up is the Eggcellent red light, green light mission, which is full of hidden details. During this mission, you team up with the legendary Frank Woods to infiltrate a Soviet base. As you can imagine, it's pretty risky stuff, but that doesn't mean you don't have time for an impromptu photo shoot. If you take photos of Woods, he will say this.
Hey, is that thing working? Hope you got my good side. All right, enough already. The base. We need pictures of the base.
So Woods doesn't seem impressed with your newfound hobby. So what does impress a man like Frank Woods? Why, good old-fashioned killing, of course. If you take out the first set of guards quickly, and with headshots, Woods will say this.
Two more out of the trunk. Damn. Take point and head down.
That won't be the only time that Woods is impressed by our shooting. Moving further into the mission now, as Woods instructs Bell to go it alone as he disables the alarms. As you move through the area, you can spot a stationary helicopter. Well, if you get a little too close to the helicopter, this will happen. A little later on, Woods will save Bell from a sticky situation. Now, how do you thank a man like Woods? Well, you probably don't do this.
What the fuck, Bell?
So pressing this button will raise the alarm, causing Woods to be very confused. The next area of the mission sees Woods and Bell inside of an arcade with functioning arcade cabinets. Well, if you decided that now is the perfect time to unwind by playing some video games, you can. Just don't expect Woods to join in.
You ever played as drunk? Oh. Well, fuck, if you're gonna play it, play it! Hey, give me a quarter. You know, if you play these things for too long, you go fucking blind. It's true. Video games. There's no future in that shit.
The final detail in Red Light Green Light involves the iconic Burger Town mascot. If you repeatedly press the button on the mascot, this will happen.
Tasty! That tickles. Why so glum, chum? Have a super duper day! Pull up to the next window to complete your order. What's the matter, buddy? Capitalism got you down? Are you sure you want that? Great! You're gonna love my meat inside you!
So not only will the mascot claim that you're going to love his meat inside of you, but he also poops out a grenade launcher. Right, that about does it for the Red Light Green Light mission. Let's take a brief look at a pretty funny detail found in the hideout. Now, for those of you unaware, Bell, the character you spend most of your time playing as, is a terrorist. Bell was shot out of jealousy at the beginning of the game, but survived the shooting and was brainwashed by Adler into believing they were long-time friends. Now, I'm no expert in brainwashing, but I would be constantly looking over my shoulder in fear that Bell's memories would return and he would work out what's going on. Well, it seems that Adler feels the same way, as when entering the red room in the hideout, you can see this. So a suspicious Adler appears to be keeping an eye on Bell, albeit not very subtly. So up next is the fantastic Echoes of a Cold War mission. This mission sees you dropped into the shoes of Alex Mason as he and Woods infiltrate an abandoned radio complex. Echoes of a Cold War is another mission where you can impress Woods with your expert shooting.
Damn, Mason, little pent up aggression?
Look who's talking.
Damn, Mason, save some for me.
Oh, and it's also the mission that gave us this iconic line.
Scouts on the ridgeline. We do this quiet, Mason.
Yeah, you're the expert in quiet.
I'm a goddamn onion, Mason. You should know that.
So Wood referring to himself as an onion doesn't happen every time, so if you want to hear this legendary dialogue, just restart your checkpoint a few times until it happens. A little further into the mission, you're separated from Woods and have to go it alone for a bit. Here is how the conversation with Woods goes.
Mason, what's your status?
Lost my damn gun. You're going first next time. I see a tunnel down here. You'll have to find another way inside.
Copy that. Stay sharp. I'll see you when I see you.
And here is how the same conversation plays out as you make your way further into the tunnel.
I see a tunnel down here. You'll have to find another way inside.
Copy that. Stay sharp.
Woods. Great.
So if Mason is in the tunnel, the conversation will be cut short by radio static, which is a pretty nice touch. The final detail from this mission is even more hidden dialogue. If you manage to regroup with Woods after using only a knife, Woods will say this.
Shit, you did all that with just a knife? Remind me never to piss you off.
That's not all though. If you meet up with Woods having not been seen, something which admittedly is pretty tricky to do, Woods will say this instead.
You're one sneaky son of a bitch.
Up next is End of the Line. This mission puts you back into the brainwashed shoes of Bell as the team closes in on Perseus. So this mission actually has a couple of secret stashes that you may not have known about. First is a panic room that closes as you enter the room. Well, it turns out that this panic room has a pretty big design flaw. So you can access the room from the other side by using this pretty obvious big red button. The other secret is actually pretty well hidden.
Adelante!
So behind the painting is the very powerful Redeemer, which is capable of taking enemies out in one shot. So the final campaign mission of interest before we move on to multiplayer is the mind-breaking Break On Through. This mission will see Bell quote unquote reliving a memory that's being fed to him by Adler. However, if you're not the submissive type and ignore Adler's instructions, some secret dialogue can be heard.
You ran forward and picked up an M16. Maybe it was another weapon. So you did nothing. What were you, in shock? You went unarmed. All right.
So that just about does it for the campaign, except for a really small detail found in one of the game's cutscenes. When meeting Ronald Reagan in-game, a jar of jelly beans can be seen in front of him. The cool thing is, the real-life Ronald Reagan always had a jar of jelly beans to hand to help him kick his smoking habit. It's pretty cool that this small detail found its way into the campaign. Okay, let's take a look at some of the cool things that you can find in multiplayer now. First up is the Miami map. Now, despite not being my favourite Cold War map, Miami does have its charms. If you can take your eyes away from the neon-soaked streets for a moment, you can spot this sign which starts off pretty normally, before telling us that the beach is unwell and finally explaining that the beach is closed for all except Bob. It's fine for Bob. Now who Bob is, I don't know, but what I do know is he's one lucky guy to have the beach all to himself. Another strange sign on Miami can be found in the visitor center. Again, it starts off normal enough until we get to the elusive Big Tony, who appears to be an inflatable shark. Finally, and perhaps the most well-known detail from Miami, is the diving board, which can be used to make your character jump higher. So if you didn't know about this next detail, the chances are you're pretty new to the Call of Duty series. On Nuketown, you can find a secret RCXD track which can help you get the drop on your enemies. This track has featured in every version of Nuketown, all 274 of them. Now, games like Call of Duty usually put on some really cool seasonal events. Take Modern Warfare's Eggcellent Halloween update for example, which saw players running around as Billy the Puppet from Saw and Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, Cold War didn't want to miss out on the fun, so for Christmas, when calling it a care package, this would happen.
We're losing this fight. Hardpoint identified.
So the helicopter dropping off the package has been decked out in Christmas lights, and the package itself will play a Christmas jingle before exploding with festive cheer. I will say Treyarch really missed an opportunity to have Santa and his sleigh delivering the care packages. A cool feature that has appeared in the more recent COD games is the ability to inspect your weapon. I mean, it doesn't serve any gameplay benefit, it just looks really damn cool. One of the coolest of these animations can be seen when inspecting the Rocket Science AK-47. So your gun will attempt to take off. Who knew that attaching rockets to a gun would be a bad idea? Now, one of the most disappointing parts of Cold War for me is the Easter eggs, especially on the new maps. When a new map was released in Modern Warfare, it usually had a pretty cool Easter egg. Think of the beach balls on Cargo or the last roll Easter egg on Isle 9. So far, the Cold War maps haven't given us the same sort of experience, though there is one new map with a pretty cool secret. On the game show map, if you shoot the mirrors in the dressing room, you can find this. So a wall of post-it notes, a wall of numbers, and a window into what appears to be an interrogation room. Don't get me wrong, it's no giant teddy from outer space, but it's a start. So the final detail can be found in zombies. If you turn on the Pack-a-Punch machine and buy the Brain Rot upgrade, when you shoot a Hellhound, there is a chance that this may happen. So the Hellhound will become your new best friend, even allowing you to pet him. That is until he explodes when the round ends. So that's it. A big thank you to anyone who recommended a detail shared here today. Unfortunately, there are far too many to name, and then I'd have to get into the sticky business of who suggested something first. So instead, I'll just thank you all. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is hugely appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.